Record. All right, we're live. DJ Doggett, 105 extraordinaire. How you doing, man?
Doing good, brother. Can't complain. How you doing?
I'm excellent, dude. So my following's relatively small, right? You're going to repost this, and some more people see it. But for anybody living under a rock, this is the first time I'm going to try this. Some new technology stuff. I put together from your Instagram a little quick hype reel for us to talk about some of your most recent gym lifts. For anybody living under a rock who doesn't know who DJ Doggett is, let's get to know DJ Doggett. So I got to share. Bear with me a second. We'll go over the shoulder. Definitely want to share the sound. All right. It's not too seamless, but we'll get it going. Let's see how it works. So I don't know if you'll be able to hear us right now. Obviously, you got to spell it out. Another one here. This has got to be world record territory, right? We're going to ask you about that in a minute. I don't even know if you can hear me right now.
I can hear you a little
Music's
bit.
loud. It's going to work out. This is great. People pick this up and walk with it. We got one more. These are your most recent exploits. You have years of this stuff.
Things that I would do for some time alone with you. Can't stop looking at your face. We should make out in your
231 hours.
could go the whole way to spring. Always has a road until we're on our own. Time alone with you. I know you want me, yeah. You tell me without looking in your eyes.
There he is. All right. Let me stop the screen share, get it back here. How'd that work? All right. You could see it, right?
Yeah, I can see it. It worked out well.
A little glitchy, guys. If you check out his Instagram, they were much smoother than that. There was a little glitch there, but hey, we're gonna work out the kinks. So you're gonna be going for a circus dumbbell record, obviously. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna save that for later if you don't mind. That's coming up real soon. 500-pound farmers. That's got to be world record territory. Do you know if that even is world record territory? It's got to be.
I had asked around a couple of my buddies overseas, like, what at least the U105 Farmers World Record is. And I'd heard anywhere from like 400 to 420. So, yeah, I think 500 is definitely pushing it.
I think that might be right. And like judging off that, you'd probably obliterate 420. I've seen you do the frame. I'm pretty sure because my buddy Damon tried to do it like unofficially in a comp. And I think either Dan Hughes or Jeff Lee hold it. I think there was a comp, maybe an ASM, that they had like a max weight.
Yeah.
So if there's a comp, somebody wants to put on a comp before you go to open, which we're going to talk about, maybe you can snag a couple world records here, which I want to talk about those too. I kind of wanted to save that, but and then that sandbag is totally incredible. You've been like stunting, right? I'm sure you're not breaking your program too much and whatnot, right? You have a little free time, but dude's been hitting some incredible stuff, and you got a lot of people talking, DJ. It's incredible to see what you've been doing.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I'm just having fun and, using the talents that I was blessed with, just sharing them with the world and just seeing where this whole thing takes me.
That's it, dude. For those of you who don't know, DJ also got a cup of coffee with the Broncos for a little bit. So you played D1 football, got drafted to the NFL, or you got a walk on, right, to training camp?
Yeah, I was an undrafted free agent.
Yep. So that's your athletic background. We've always said it. Me and some friends joke around like, everybody dogs CrossFit, right? But when the CrossFitters want to come over to Strongman, or like the D1 athletes want to come over to Strongman, guys like me who are just dudes who go to the gym, we're all fucked. Like the true athletes, because let's be honest, most of us are hobbyists, and like the real athletes that are getting paid to play, I won't say real sports, right? We don't want to be offensive to our Strongman brethren, but you get the drift. And you're a prime example of that, dude. I say, hopefully I can frame this the right way. You're like when hard work meets talent, like the intersection of hard work and talent or genetic gifts, right? Like I met you, dude. Your hands are massive for farmers. You've got great leverages. And when you put those God-given gifts that you have, right? I believe you're a God-fearing man, right?
Absolutely.
When you put those talents that you've been gifted with to work, which you also do, you didn't just wake up off the couch and lift that 400-pound sandbag. It's really incredible what you can do. You're really doing some incredible stuff, and you've been on a hell of a run recently. So,
man, I appreciate that. Yeah. I'll say, as far as my athletic ability is concerned, yeah, for sure was blessed with a lot of athletic talent. it translates well to strongman. The primary sports I played were football and track and field. And in football, I was a defensive end outside linebacker, and 90% of that is just being an explosive athlete. And it translates well to, my bread and butter, which is all these dynamic events.
Yeah, hell yeah. So what's funny is I bet you'll agree with me. I ask this question from time to time. I've asked it on my Instagram, and it's very thought provoking with certain people, and it's always funny to see how people answer it. Is it better to be like a statically gifted guy or athletically like a mover, right? And what's easier to train? Is it easier to teach a gifted mover like yourself, or I consider myself a decent mover? Is it easier for us to chip away on the statics? Because we see a lot of guys who are really statically gifted. They struggle with the
Mm-hmm.
max distance carries, the yokes, the farmers.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and obviously, I would like to think your answer here. Give me your answer first, and I'll keep talking. I talk too much.
I mean, yeah, obviously, I'll speak for myself, and I think that definitely being more athletic translates better to strongman, especially because there are so many events that have an athletic element to it. It's not just too many static events. There's only a handful of competitions, at least that I've done, that where you'll see a true max event. It's usually, max reps or what have you. And, in football and strength and conditioning, 90% of the training that I did off season was Olympic lifting. So a lot of power cleans, snatches, things of that sort. And so once I jumped into strongman, I already had that solid baseline in addition to all the agility training that I did. And so where I may lose some points in a lot of the static events, it's not so much of a precipitous drop. And then when it comes to the moving events, I mean, you guys have seen it, I'm already ready to go.
Yeah, dude, you're pretty much on the podium, if not winning every moving event. Yeah, so like again, like we might be biased. Like everybody, you want to like answer the question with bias based on like your ability. But like what's
Right.
cool is I've had some people who are really statically gifted, like heavyweights and stuff, who said, no, man, it's way better to be athletic, right? Because I think,
Mm-hmm.
and again, I don't want to be biased or ruffle any feathers here, but like people put a little too much on the statics. Because guess what? The statics are more fun to watch in training videos, right? It's easier
Right.
to see on Instagram somebody hit a 400-pound overhead than it is to watch somebody do a max distance sandbag carry, right? And who's going to
Right.
watch that for a minute, right? It's not as aesthetically pleasing, so people focus on those two static lifts, press and deadlift, and then there's
Mm-hmm.
three other events in the show. And I'm just like you, man. I've been behind after the first two events, which is usually overhead and deadlift, and then you come
Mm-hmm.
right back, especially if you sweep all three wins like you've done. Um, let's talk about OSG real quick. We don't need to go crazy back. You've done a bunch of podcasts with like your whole history, right? We'll keep it up to date. OSG, that's where we met officially. And I shook your
Yeah.
hand, right? And I said, hey man, and you knew who I was. I said, hey Dane. And I said, hey DJ. And it's funny because we talked about this. We knew who each other are, but we don't follow each other. It's a funny thing in strongman. I don't know if it's ego or I try not to follow people till I meet them, to keep the following small so you can focus on your friends. But it's funny how it's
Mm-hmm.
a small world, right? I don't know how you knew me. Maybe you saw me at a PSL show or something, or it's a small world. People tag each other. And I told you, dude, everybody knows who you are now, but like I've been watching you for years. I just never followed. Back when I think I think at Derek's gym, right? That's where you go, right? Um,
Yeah. That's fun
and you
training.
you hit like, dude, you hit like a crazy yoke. You were hitting like crazy yokes every week, and it's like, dude, this guy, you look like a thin, tall 105, but you're hitting like 1,000-pound yokes. And me and my friends have a strong man group chat. And we're all talking about you, but then it's funny how people don't follow, and then once you follow,
Yeah.
you become like friends, and then you watch the pod and you're like, dude, I want to come on the pod, which I thank you for doing this. Um,
Absolutely.
but yeah, we met at OSG where you zeroed the log, right? What was your log? 280, the
It
lowest?
was 285, 310, and 340, I think, were my options. And I will be the first to admit, Log and I just don't get along. I think they belong on fires, but that's another story for another day. And it was so weird, man, because I knew it was what it was going to be. I was either going to hit one or I was going to zero, and it didn't shake my confidence at all. I think because I know, like, yes, I'm bad at log, but I know how good I am at everything else. I was oddly confident that I would make the points up.
Yeah, which you did. And I didn't look at the points. I'm not even sure you did, but like I'm willing to bet if you just hit one rep, you might have won the whole show, right? I'm obviously we don't want to take nothing taken away from the champ, and you got second, right? Burley got third, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah, I
would
got
never
second.
take nothing away from the champ, but had you gotten the rep, I think you probably would have won, right? You probably would have had the points, right?
I either would have won or it would have been scarily close.
Right. So dude, it's right there. Funny thing is, 285. I mean, that's a light log for 105s,
Yeah.
but like,
Yeah.
at PSL coming up, who knows? Because PSL does a lot of medleys. It might be like a
Mhm.
275, which maybe you're going to make some gains before PSL, which we'll
Yeah.
talk about too. But like, if the weight was just a little bit lighter, you might have got it. And obviously, the weight was appropriate for OSG.
Of course.
But sometimes, dude, it's a game of inches. But what did you do? You went on. Let me see if my memory, because I didn't look this up. Pretty sure you went on. The second event was the frame, which took my
Hmm.
soul. You won that, right? What you done, like
Yeah.
15 seconds, 16?
Yeah, it was 16 and some change. And then the next closest time was I think 19.
Was that McKeegan on that one?
Yeah,
He,
it was
he had a
McKeegan.
good frame run. Yep. That frame was brutal. Yours was 750.
Hmm.
That's heavyweight, especially on that frame. I know they brought the handles in, but that thing was rough, man. I had 650 and I struggled. So
Yep.
incredible frame run. And then deadlift. I don't know your place on deadlift, but you were probably upper mid pack, right?
Yeah, I think I was seventh out of the entire grouping, because I don't use straps when I deadlift on a normal bar. I hook grip everything. So I was able to save time by not having to strap in every bar that I hit.
Yeah, that's great, dude. You get those long. I've tried hook grip. My things are too short. I gotta work
Hmm.
on it because my strategy was, dude. I don't usually do this, but I said I'm going for the 705, which is my third bar, which would have been a
Hmm.
PR. And I put it. I never do this. I always make my game plan on show day. But I told myself we're going for 705. I want to hit that PR at OSG.
Hmm.
And I left my Versa grips at home on purpose. I said I'm using figure eights, taking my time because I'm not going for a split time. 705 is going to be great points for me, but I didn't get
Hmm.
it. I didn't execute. So hindsight, if I used the Versa grips and did two fast bars, it would have got me like 5 places higher because I came close to
Yeah.
last when they did the reorder. You ever have any times like that? This is something I wasn't even going to ask, but like where you go into something locked into a game plan, or do you like to make adjustments on game day based on how you're feeling and how things are going, or how other athletes are doing?
I try to be pretty consistent on my approach. I mean, if for whatever reason I wake up and I'm just not feeling right, of course I'll make some micro adjustments here and there. Like maybe it's my foot placement will be, a half inch wider, or my I'll have the bar sitting lower in a hook grip. Just micro adjustments like that. I don't like to make any drastic changes because that'll throw my entire game off.
Right, right. And then if I had to bet, if I was a betting man with you going hook grip, you were probably the fastest through three
Yeah.
bars, like which was major points because if you didn't, same similar to me, if you didn't have that fourth bar in you, um, then it worked out perfectly. And then I think steeplechase, you dusted that, right? I think you won that as well. What was your time on
Yeah.
that, dude?
I think it was 32 seconds.
Dude, that's blazing. So and your bag was 300, 325, right?
300 and
Which
325.
which any of you guys watching, right? You guys know it doesn't matter what level you're at. Like I did 275, 300. A 25-pound jump, it can make or break you, right? So like
Hmm.
I don't know if I would be able to finish that Husafel run. I mean that steeplechase. I got second in Masters with 42 seconds, right? Funny story, dude. I kind of pooped my pants, so it slowed me down. Like it's a weird thing, dude. I farted. It was wet, right? We'll keep it real here. And
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it was on the first pick. So like I don't care who you are. Like people say, "Oh, shut it off, shut it off." But dude, when you have like a wet fart in there, dude, I couldn't help but kind of weeble wobble, like duck walk it, because I felt
Yeah.
great. I hit that run in training, and I know training, but I hit that run in training
Hmm.
in about 31 seconds.
Yeah.
But for you, dude, you're like just incredible. Who got second in that event? Do you know? And what was their time?
McKeegan.
McKeegan.
Uh,
And what was
and
his
I
time?
think he got 37, I want to say.
Dude, so he's another one, dude. I don't say anything negative. I don't follow McKeegan. I kind of met him at OSG, kind of said hi, I think, but I should probably
Hmm.
follow him, dude. He's like a great dude. He's like one of the best. I just I never followed him. Probably should. But for a guy who doesn't look like a good mover, because he looks like a thick 105, he just did an open
Yeah.
show. He moves pretty damn good, huh?
Oh, he can fly. And it's funny. So when I first started Strongman, and when I first started, I didn't know there was weight classes. And then when I discovered there was a 105 division, he was one of the first guys that I followed. So I had looked up to him for quite some time. And then he and I first really got to know each other. We did the Ultimate Strongman World Championship in Germany in the summer of 2024. And I got fourth at that championship. And that was like the first time that he saw me. He was like, huh, this kid, he kind of has something. And so, throughout kind of the OSU weekend this past year, we were kind of jawing back and forth, him saying, nobody's going to beat me on the deadlift. And I'm like, all right, nobody's going to beat me on movement. So we were kind of jawing back and forth. And it was funny, like after that, I could finally say, hey, man, now that we're done jawing, I looked up to you for a while. It was awesome to compete with you, yada, 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 and all that. So it was pretty cool to have, those three events, like the deadlift, the steeplechase, and the frame, where like I just did enough to pip him because he was like right behind me in all those events.
Yeah, dude, and he's up there in the conversation for one of the best. I know. I don't think he's won a major title over here, but he's won everything there is to win over in Europe. So hopefully,
He's on my Mount Rushmore 105s.
Yeah. So hopefully he can get over the hump over here before he moves up officially. I don't know if he is, but that's an example. Like, all right, like I don't know if he's going to see this, right? I'm not going to tag him, but like this, it's like a perception thing where like I got wind of something he said in a group chat once, right? And I was like, oh man, that was kind of like dickish. So I was like, I don't know about that guy. But then like I met you and then I see how close you are with him, and I saw some people interact with OSG. I'm like, oh, maybe he is a good guy. So I probably should give him the benefit of the doubt. It's a funny Jim Bro thing where like you don't care who I am, right? Obviously, but I'm going to be hyping up PSL, and if he's doing PSL, I'd like to have him come on the pod. I'll tell him this to his face. But yeah, he went at it with actually one of my homies in the chat for PSL. I won't say names, but like some pretty rude stuff was said back and forth, and I'm like, oh man, I drew a line in the sand because it was a close training partner of mine. But
sure,
anyways, that's enough of that. He probably is a great guy, and I'll shoot him a follow right after this because olive branches, right? There's enough. Everybody can be friends. Not everybody's for everybody. Nobody's universally liked except for kind of like The Rock, right? Even he's gotten some heat lately. But let's see here. So you ended up coming in second in OSG. That was incredible, right? I mean, talk about day 3 real quick. Circus Dumbbell must have went great for you in stones, right? Did you finish the stone run? You did.
I did not finish the stone run, so I got painfully close to getting the 4th stone. But it just, I just didn't have it that day. It is what it is, but it still was enough to keep me, locked into second place.
It's a heavy show, dude. And those stones, like they were like a puzzle. The third one, it took me like 30 seconds to get it. I'm just so happy I got it. Only one guy got it at Masters, and I think in 105, only one or two, right? Burley and one other guy, I think, maybe.
Burley and Piscari. Oh, and Casey Regan, he also finished the stone run. So 3 guys in 105.
That's right. I don't know much about him, but yeah, 3 guys. So, dude, it was heavy. It was appropriate.
Yeah.
I said, like, you don't want people finishing. If everybody finishes, it's not heavy enough and it's not entertaining. You need that line of demarcation. Sadly, you need to see guys fail because it makes the ones who finish look even better. And
absolutely,
that's what makes a show good. All right. OSG. How was Japan, dude? I didn't even know you were competing until you posted it. You went open, right?
Yeah, I did. I wanted to, see if I could hang in the land of the giants. Mostly I did it for the vacation aspect because my wife, she's a pastor's daughter, and her dad was a missionary in Japan for 10 years. And so she was born over there. And that was the first time she had been back to Japan since they left, because they came to the States, came to Texas in 98. And so we did it for the vacation aspect. We absolutely loved it, man. I ate my way through that entire country.
Yeah.
I think I left Japan weighing about 250 pounds. So it was, man, it was fantastic.
Did they know the area you were competing in? So like they were like a tour guide kind of?
Yeah, and both her parents are fluent in Japanese, so they helped us navigate the train, situation very well, awesome, man. Yeah.
My brother just went over there recently. He served over there in the Navy and he loved it. He stayed over there for a while. Like the culture, it's just so people are so respectful, dude. Like I don't know if you ever watch like Pride Fighting. Like they're super into the sport, but they just sit down and watch. They're super respectful of the athletes. I'm sure the experience at the show was kind of like that, right?
Oh, the experience at the show was amazing, man. I'll say too, like, let's be real, there are not too many people in Japan that look like me. And so after I did, the farmer carry, that was my bread and butter. I kid you not, Dane, there was like 10 people that came up saying, "Oh, DJ, can I take a picture with you?" Like I felt like a mini celebrity, in the town that I was competing in, which was awesome. Everybody was so kind to me.
Dude, that's awesome. I mean, and I want to talk about the farmers too, but the charisma, right? Like people, I don't know, our age, right? How old are you?
I'm 30.
30. So you're 10 years younger than me. So different, like we would call it swag, right? Chris Rock had he's dripping swag, dude,
Yeah.
And nowadays the kids call it Riz, right? So like I try and stay in with the culture, but a guy like you, dude, you put it all out there, dude. You're a gifted athlete. You compete hard. It's awesome to see. But then you celebrate, right? And obviously it's easier to celebrate when you're winning. But even if you find silver linings in your own performance, you celebrate. And dude, that's what gets the people going. You don't have to
Oh yeah.
like it's still some people are cocky and bravado and shout. Some people do the shit you do. It's awesome. I always try to play to the crowd too. I'm just not as good at it as you. I wish I was more like that. But people probably feel when they see you smiling and doing your dances and stuff, they probably feel like I could go up to that guy and take a picture with him. And some strong men are like rah, like Burley, dude. Burley's a walking photo op, dude. He's always like screaming, got the hair. He's like the nicest guy in the world, but he looks super.
Oh yeah.
Cool, you know?
Oh yeah, no doubt, man. And the thing too is one of the reasons the way I am and the way I am is because I mean there's enough strongman athletes that do the stereotypical roaring and all that. Like I want to bring kind of that football player swag. Hey, I know that guy.
And you do. Hey, so bury the lead here. This was my surprise, but I forgot to turn on the waiting room, right? So let's talk
Hello,
about
DJ.
it. So first
My
of
guy,
all,
what's up, man?
welcome Nick Cambi.
I wanted to wish you best of luck in dumbbell record in April 11th, right?
Yes, sir.
Wow, very exciting. Couple weeks. So what are we gonna hit? What's the plan? What are the attempts?
Nick, let me stop you. Let me stop you for 1 second, guys. Nick
All right,
Cambi,
Dane, stop me for 1 second.
For those of you who don't know, Nick Cambi is you're still the current reigning record holder,
I'm not.
right?
I'm not. Technically, I'm the American record because my record was at 285, and then I'm gonna forget his name, but a kid in Australia hit 286, 130 kilos, so he chipped it by a
Bryce
pound.
Purton is his name. Bryce Purton.
Yes, Bryce. So Bryce technically has it at 286, and then I have the second best dumbbell press record at 285.
Let's hold on 1 second because what we're gonna do, Nick, we have a new feature to the show.
Oh, feature me.
We're gonna share.
I love what Dane has features.
I'm trying, dude. It's not easy, but I'm working on this. But here is Nick Cambi's. Oh no, loading failed. Let me try and load again.
Oh, this is embarrassing.
It's very embarrassing.
I don't think you'll be able to recover from this, Dane.
I don't think so either. But what I will do is we'll have to go old school. Let's do it right here for the people at home. There's Nick Cambi's record.
Oh, it's not showing up.
It's not.
I see it. There it is.
Oh, weird. I can see it on Dane's thing. There it is.
And Nick's no stranger to the swagoo after the celebration.
Fun fact: that was DJ's first pro show.
Yeah.
So
that's where we first met.
Who
and then we hung out at the arcade after.
We sure did, man.
Drinks. We chatted a little more. We got to learn a little more about DJ. I'm like, keep your head up. You're gonna do great things. And look at him now. Big, strong man.
DJ, are you gonna hit a better celebration than Nick after you hit it?
I'm gonna come with a good celebration. That's automatic.
All right, sorry to interrupt. What were you saying? The guy who chipped it at 286. You were saying something
so
about
286. So technically that's the record. And then back when I did it, I did 5 pounds more than Plimisov Marcheski from Poland. And then prior to that, I think Andrew Clayton held the record. I think first broken around like 2015, 2016 at 270 pounds. So let's just say in the last 10 years or so, it's probably it's hopefully DJ will push it up a few more pounds, but hopefully an extra 20 pounds in 10 years. So, but the fact that a 105 is approaching the 300 mark is unbelievable. It's spectacular. It's the best. Amazing.
What's the plan, DJ? Are they giving you like 3 attempts, kind of like powerlifting?
Yeah.
So,
yeah, they're going to give me 3 attempts. The plan for me is to come out of the gate swinging. So first attempt's going to be 290. And then depending upon how that moves, we're going to shoot for that mythical 300.
That'd be incredible. And they'll give you a little time to rest, right?
Yeah.
You're going to do it between events, right?
So how it's going to work is I think after the first, because it's going to be a part of that Strongman Core regional out there in Georgia, thrown by my good buddy Matt Powell. Shout out, big dog.
Matt Powell, friend of the show, great guy.
Yeah,
yep.
I love me some Matt Powell. So it's going to be after the first 2 events of the main show, and then they're going to give me about like 30, 45 minutes, because obviously I'm going to be warming up while that second event is going. And then he's going to give me about 30, 45 minutes to, take a shot at that record.
Awesome. Can't wait to see it. There'll be a live stream, right?
Yeah, it'll be right.
Are you done training? Are you going to hit any more top sets or any more big sets?
I'll probably hit a couple heavier sessions, and then after that, it's just,
are you going to do like singles? Are you going to try to do like a double at a heavyweight? What's the plan?
I'll do a heavy double and then one more solid single.
What's the heavy double at?
I'm gonna shoot for probably a 260 double. Just make sure it's fast and furious, and then because I hit a 290 right before I went to Japan, but I also weighed the heaviest I'd weighed in a very long time. So probably want to hit a smooth 280 right before I fly out to Georgia.
Nice, perfect. I like it. I was doing doubles of 260 before I left, so I think that's a good space to be.
That's good to hear.
Excellent space to be. Well, I wish you best of luck, DJ. And I also will see you in Santa Monica. I'll be very excited. You bumping up the heavyweights.
Yeah.
So under the nice sun, and maybe we can hang out after and maybe hit the waves and me do a little boogie boarding.
Yeah, teach me how to boogie board because I've never done it in my life. So, but I'm all for it.
All right, perfect.
And
I gotta run. But Dane, thank you for having me.
Nick, potentially, if DJ happens to win Santa Monica, or maybe we see 1 and 2 here, maybe it's Cambi DJ. That would put him in the strongman winner's circle, right? Maybe you guys have a little.
He's already in the in my eyes. He's in the winner's circle. If you put him in the big circle, yeah,
that means a lot, in the winner's
circle.
Yep. So maybe we'll see an episode in the future with the two of you, my friends.
I think I retired the. I want to move to an in-person podcast system, but I switched my podcast time to coaching, and that's been very rewarding and fulfilling.
And you got the little one now too, so that takes time.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. But we'll ramp up.
I much prefer, like, when I sat with you in person on one screen. It's much better. DJ, we're having a great conversation, but people don't really like to watch two people on screen. When it's two people in the same room, it's a totally different vibe. It's weird. But
chemistry, yes.
But
it was fun. We had little mices running around during our podcast. So. Fun stuff in the barn. But Dane, I'll see you soon. DJ,
yes,
good luck.
Thank you, Nick.
Thank you, Nick.
Take care.
Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was a little surprise I planned. I asked him, he was going to do a hype video for you. But when I messaged him last night, he goes, I might be able to join. I was like, dude, that'd be awesome. My intent was to hopefully, he was going to join at 3. And I was supposed to, I'm learning the Zoom thing, click the waiting room. So you wouldn't see it. I tested it out and you wouldn't see it. We would talk about the dumbbell and be like, oh, by the way, Nick Cambi, the record holder. but that was great. So Japan, dude, the farmers, John Doyle posted. I didn't get a chance to watch the whole show, right? But Doyle posted a video of you doing the farmers. And first of all, I didn't know you were going open. And then, dude, I feel so bad for the guy you went against because, like, you just took off, came back, and that guy still was struggling to lift it. No shade. But what I have a joke, dude. I call it, dude, you Lancastered, right? And maybe we'll have to call it you Doggetted him because at OSG 24, I was doing car yoke with Josh Lancaster, who was very good at that. And my hearing's a little bad. I didn't hear the whistle. And all of a sudden, I hear like a whistle. And I'm like, wait, was that it already? Because I wasn't ready. Dude, Lancaster's gone. He's like 15 down the track. I look at him. He's gone. I'm like, what the heck? And it totally threw me off my game. And I struggled mightily. So you Lancastered my poor boy over in Japan. Oh, man. How long? What weight was that? Because it didn't say in Doyle's story.
So it was the first set of farmers was 308 per hand. And then the second set was 330 per hand.
That's good weight, dude. That's good weight. Easy for you. So otherwise, that was open. You went against, how many guys did you go against there? Because I didn't see.
So there were 11 guys in the open. A couple of them actually they've competed in the Strongman Champions League, and then the guy that won the open, Coco, he's been at Giants Live. He's competed at WSM.
Oh yeah.
Won Australia's Strongest Man. So there were some legit guys in that open class, and so that was just me wanting to see what could I do as an open, who I could hang with. And I think I proved that, even at a lighter body weight, I can hang with the big guys.
Yeah. When you, so like, we'll talk about Santa Monica in a minute, but when you go open in the onset, I don't think you're just going to put on a ton of fat, right? You want to do it right. Kind of like Nick's actually done, because he's over 300 now, but are you going to be pushing your body weight up there eventually?
I don't think I want to go necessarily to 300. When I played football, I weighed about 275 pounds and was strong as an ox and could still move lightning quick. So ideally, I don't think I would get past 280 because I don't want to sacrifice my athletic ability because that's my biggest strength.
Yeah. Yeah. You'll just have to get to that point where like most overheads, you're great, just the log. And the problem is heavyweight shows, it always has log. Like
Exactly. That's the
heavyweights
one
just love the
thing.
log, dude. Like if it was axle cleans, you'd probably be able to beat a lot of
Oh,
heavyweights because it's an athletic movement. Log, they
oh
just
yeah.
roll it right up the power belly, But I expect you to do very well. And I'm excited to see you at Santa Monica. But what I want to talk about more, first of all, let's do this. Here's another first to the show. I had this idea before. Give me a minute if you don't mind.
Yeah.
I got to get to my question box. We're going to do a Instagram question because it has to do with Japan, kind of. And what I'm going to do is, as you answer it, I'm going to film you answering it for Instagram. The double duty.
Yeah.
So, DJ Dan Eager wants to know what country you want to travel to compete. You already did Japan. What's another country?
Oh, I want to go to the UK, either England, Ireland, Wales. That is another bucket list destination for sure.
Agree. I'd like to do that. I was wondering PSL Europe's, they might open it up to Americans next year, so I might go over for that. I was hoping that World Ultimates. I was hoping it was going to be in Europe again. It's in Africa, and I was thinking about making the trip. I saw you said you might make the trip, and I was going to see if you want to buddy up and like get an Airbnb together, like safety in numbers.
Yeah.
It's a little too much of a trip, too much of a flight for somewhere I don't necessarily think I should vacation right now. With the war in Iran and everything, I'm not sure how safe it is right now. Because like I would love to go over there for like a week or two, right? And like I think they have some beautiful scenery there, going safari, all that stuff. But maybe the time's not quite right. That's June 27th, so that'll be the same day as the regional I'm doing. Might be the same day as the Santa Monica Classic, I think.
Yeah, same day as Santa Monica, and just talking with the wife, that'd be a tough trip to make, even if I wasn't doing Santa Monica. So
yeah,
we're just gonna have to forego it this year.
Timing's not right. Hopefully, I mean, even if it's an African issue, I'd love to go. Like the uncertainty with Iran and stuff, we'll see. But there's just too much strongman, dude. It's like a great thing, but like I got a regional. You got Santa Monica Classic, World Ultimates is going on. It's like it's an embarrassment of riches for us, isn't it? Especially as a master, there's even more opportunity for me. But all good stuff. So let's see. So we posted that. We got a few more questions, but we'll save those.
Yeah.
Virginia Beach, PSL, you're in, right?
I'm in, baby.
We know you're invited, but you're doing it, right?
Oh, we're in. We're doing it.
Hell yeah, we're excited to see that. You've done OSG. Have you ever done another two-day show? That's 10 events on 2 days. It's grueling. You ever done anything like that?
Yeah, never a 10-event show. I mean, I've done several 2-day shows. I mean, Strongman Core Nationals 2 days, ASM was 2 days, but never the 10 events. So I'm really excited to see, how my body will respond to that. And not only is it 10 events, but they're fast-paced. Like there's not a lot of downtime in between, which I think will lend itself well to me because I pride myself on being a well-conditioned athlete.
Yeah, I agree. I think you'll do well. I think it's one of the reasons I did well at PSL 90 because I work hard on conditioning because I'm not static gifted. You seem to do really good on the second day of shows, so I expect no different. Just grab an ice bath or something after the show and be ready to come back in the morning. The beach is awesome. I volunteered one year, went to support my buddy. I'll be there this year on the mic, so I expect to have some post-lift interviews with you, my friends. Right? We'll get it on the YouTube. My plan. I got to talk to Tyler because there's talk. Maybe I'll do commentary, but I would, which is cool because you're on screen all day, right? For the fans. But I would rather do the live stuff, right? Work the crowd, take the energy, right? I like to say a guy like you is easy because you hype the crowd, right? The crowd's going to be hyped. They're not there to see you. They might be just walking by on the beach. We want to attract them and get them to stay, right? And build a moment. And I'm the conduit. Like you put the energy out to the crowd, they'll give it back to you. I'm the conduit with the microphone to channel that, and I really look forward to it because there's some introverted strongmen who maybe don't want to celebrate, but usually if you put a mic in front of their face, unless they're fired up about the event, they want to talk. When they're fired up, they're ready to go, and I think I can bring that out of them. I'm really excited, dude. We don't have the roster yet, right? We know a few people. Burley. There's news maybe Alex Suckup's coming back. He did Nick Hines' podcast. Shout out to Nick Hines. I got to listen to that. I haven't had a chance yet. Nick's also hyping up the PSL show. We're going to divide and conquer. Who are you most excited to compete with that you know of that might be there?
Oh, that I know of. I mean, honestly, all those guys. I mean, and I have the utmost respect for all those guys too, which is, I think, just another great part about what PSL is building. Stephen Bradley, Jeff Laney, Burley, love all those guys to death and respect the hell out of them. I sincerely hope, not just as a competitor, but just as a human being, that Alex Suckup is ready to go for PSL because he's just, another one of those guys that puts on a great show, a tremendous athlete, and just a hell of a human being too.
He was on. I dare I say one of the best runs of all time. Clayton
agree.
had a great run, although he took some time off the heavyweight. Cambi had a great run. I mean, back in
Mhm.
the day, why am I drawing a blank on the name? Furman had a great run.
Yeah.
Suck Up Suck Up was on like a legendary run. Took
Yeah.
Arnold's Arnold right on OSG and PSL. Tore that pec, but dude, I think he's got like Logan Wolverine DNA because like, dude, he's coming
Mhm.
back quick. You know, him and
Yeah.
Evan my teammate. Pec tear, Evans hitting over comp weight for WSM already. So it's really exciting to
Yeah.
see those guys come back. I don't think he would do the show unless he was ready.
I
So
agree.
and like hopefully there's not a bench press at the show. So what event you most excited for? Obviously, the events. I don't think the events are released to the public, so you don't have to say the exact event. But anything you're really excited to hit?
Oh, well, Tyler was kind enough to put a farmer carry in there, so obviously I'm very excited about that.
Oh yeah. Is it like one run or run down and back or something? Usually he does a lot of medleys too.
Yes. Yes. I
I
think
love
so
it.
for the farmer, it's you carry it halfway. And I can't remember if you do deadlifts or they add weight. I think it's you do a series of deadlifts with the farmer handles and then add weight and finish the run.
Okay. Right. That's a variable, dude. Especially like if you get something simple, like if you deadlift it too fast and you don't put it down in a good spot,
Right.
like it could mess up. Like sometimes speed isn't
Mhm.
good, but yeah, Tyler always makes interesting events, dude. I always said it at PSL 90, we had 6 events and there was
Mhm.
12 different implements. Dude, my shoulders were smoked from training all the overhead and the sandbag to shoulder. Like but it was awesome.
Mhm.
Being well rounded is the way to go. Who do you got? We don't know the whole roster, but if you I don't know if you want to do this, you don't have to, but prediction on who you got on the podium out there.
Ooh.
No specific
Right.
order.
No specific order. I feel like Burley will be on the podium. I know he's coming back with a vengeance, after especially, I think he zeroed the squat just, and it wasn't for lack of strength. I think it was just like a technical error
It
why he
was.
zeroed the squat. And if it wasn't for that, he would have won the show. So obviously I'd have him on the podium. Um, Stephen Bradley has had a solid run this past year. I'm trying to think of who else that I know for sure is competing. Obviously, if Alex Hookup's doing a show, he's going to be, a favorite for the podium. And I'll just go ahead and say I'll put myself out there as a dark horse to make the podium because why not?
Yep. I like it, dude. Yeah, humble but confident, right? Me, I'll say it now. Like as of the people who I know, I guess I don't know if Suckup's doing it, but I always give defending champs the benefit of the doubt, right? So you beat
No
the
doubt.
champ. So I got Suckup, I got you based on 10 events that are going to be very different, right? I highly doubt there's going to be like a max log. So I think you're going to be right there at the top, and
Mhm.
I'll go Burley because I've seen
Yeah.
Burley's training firsthand. He's not on the GWO anymore, but he was on the team for a while. I had a great time with him. He's a friend, and dude, he's going to be ready. And then
Yeah.
obviously, if a guy like Piscari, if Nick Hine was healthy, I'd never count Nick Hine out, right? Nick Hine
Oh,
would be
yeah.
right up there, podium for me. Piscari, if he was doing it, or McKeegan,
Hmm.
but I don't know the
Hmm.
roster yet. But those would be and then obviously Bradley, Laney. There's so many, dude. There's so
Yes.
many great 105s right now, and it's awesome to see them doing the show. Obviously, I like to hype PSL. It's
Oh,
the
yeah.
main driver. I want to talk about. We talked about the dumbbell record, but this is the main driver of these podcasts I'm
Hmm.
doing. That's hyping the show. I always say, man, regardless of organization, whatever organization the best athletes show up to, that's the best title, right? OSG still has the World's Strongest Man title, and it's still
Hmm.
getting some of the best athletes. But that collection of athletes at Virginia Beach last year, it was right up there as one of the best of all time, hands down. And it was a 10-event show, not a 6-event show.
Oh,
So
yeah. It was a murderer's row of just hard hitters in the 105s last year. I remember watching it and just thinking,
and you
damn,
want
I
to be
want to be a
there.
part of
You
that.
want to be a part
Yeah.
of it, dude. Yep. And I was so happy to make it at 90. I almost had a chance to make it at 105 2 years ago, and I'm kind of glad I didn't because I would have got dusted, dude. But someday maybe I'll probably just do PSL Masters because 105 is a whole nother piece, dude. Um,
Man.
which I commend you for going up to heavyweight. So we talked about the record. We talked about maybe a farmer's record, right? Potentially. When at what point with any lift, whether it's dumbbell or whatever, did you think, hey, I might be able to hit a world record? Like when did that creep into your mind as something that could be possible?
I'll say for the dumbbell, probably within the last year or so. And that was just me kind of screwing around at the gym, kind of seeing what I could hit, because circus dumbbell used to be a bad lift for me because I couldn't figure it out. But once I found the technique that works for me, because I have literal 3-foot arms. So press is naturally going to be one of my weaker events because it takes me 5 business days to do 1 rep because my arms are so damn long.
Yeah.
But once I figured it out, I was able to push some crazy numbers. And, I'd done a couple competitions that had a circus dumbbell. Strongman Coordinates had a dumbbell. ASM had a frame carry dumbbell, which that has DJ written all over it. And then obviously OSG had a dumbbell, and I performed well in all those events.
Mhm.
And that in combination with the confidence I was building in my training, I was like, you know what? Why the hell not shoot for the world record?
Yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. You do a great job of like the technique. It looks weird, right? And
Yeah.
like I didn't understand it fully until I met you, and then you put your arm up, and I saw just how long your what is this, the humerus and forearm is, and it makes sense because like me, if I did the same thing, I can kind of get it. I have a dumbbell I don't like, I can kind of get it
Yeah.
there, but I do more of like listening to the ocean, right? Like I'm putting the seashell
Mhm.
to your head, and that hurts right here. I get cauliflower here.
Yeah.
You get it right on the back of your trap. You make a really nice shelf because that's what you need to
Mhm.
get the leg pop. But
Exactly.
dude, you figured out a way that works for you, dude, and you execute it flawlessly, dude. And you're about to hit a world record. I mean, you've already hit it in training. You just got to go out there and do it on the day, man.
Make it official.
What other things do you think you can maybe take a record in? I don't know what the yoke weight record is, but like maybe yoke, farmer's frame, a couple things.
I think
Anything
for
else before you
sure,
go to heavyweight?
man, I think for sure farmers are frame. When I did the whole 500 per hand thing, I just wanted to see if it was possible. I just want to see if I could get it off the ground. And then, once I was like, I could probably take a few steps with it. And then I walked it about 20-ish feet or so. But yeah, I definitely think I could take the farmer's world record just, again, based off of what I've done in training and what I've done in competition. I mean, what I did with the frame at OSG, if that wasn't any indication of what I could do with farmers, I don't know what is.
Mm. Now is Derek your coach?
Yeah, Derek's my coach, and he's
Yep.
a really good friend of mine too, which makes
Yep.
he's like an older brother to me.
Awesome. And yeah, because he's with MST, so you're in the MST tree, great team.
Yeah.
Does he ever like tell you, all right, DJ, that looks really cool, but like let's stop like doing because like a 500-pound farmers looks awesome, dude, but it doesn't do anything for you.
No.
And like, dude, God forbid. I mean, my buddy Chef and Susha tore his bicep on a farmer's. Like it's rare,
Yeah.
but it can happen. Like, is there ever some point where he's like, all right, man, like let's chill until it's like in a show? You know what I mean? Like,
I'd say, especially early on when he and I first started working together, there'd be times where he'd say, "Hey, just dial it back a bit." But he and I have a really good understanding. Like he trusts me a lot because the thing about me is that like I'm very different than your average 105 and your average strongman. From my build to my technique on things. So, fun fact about my circus dumbbell technique: he absolutely hates the way that I do it because it just nobody else can do it. But he knows that one, I have such long arms, and two, it works well for me. If I had my weird technique and I sucked at it, then yeah, he'd have every right to change it. But because it works so well for me, he leaves me alone. But for the most part, this during training for Japan, it was just one of those. He'll have days where it's like, "Hey, have some damn fun, but don't hurt yourself." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've been doing a lot of heavy farmer carries. Obviously because farmer carry is part of the event, or excuse me, part of the show. And actually, John Parker, one day after I did, I think 440 a hand for 50 feet, he was like, "That wasn't nothing. Do 500 a hand." And I was like, you know what? That might be possible. Let me see about that. So that's kind of what sparked that.
of course, John Parker being a bad influence, another friend of the show. I had John on, great guy. I
Oh, yeah.
watched him in Baltimore. Looking forward to seeing him in Virginia too.
Mhm.
Yep, John, bad influence. It's like my homie today, Mo. He wanted me to do a 308 sandbag. I'm like, nah, man. And Nico replied to my story right away. He said, "You better not." He said something. I think he said he'll slap me. Because Nico had to tell me years ago, dude, stop fucking off and having YOLO days. Like, follow my program and peak for the show.
Yeah.
He's right, but at the core, after the big show's over every year, I'll do a few YOLO lifts and have fun.
Of course.
Like, it's supposed to be fun, right? Like,
Yes.
I know it's a career, but at the same time, somebody like yourself who's on the precipice of doing what you already are, incredible things. It's like, man, what if, like just stay healthy, dude, and like bring your
Yeah.
best to the games, to the shows, like I've
Absolutely.
seen people get hurt, not in strongman, like having a fun lift at the gym. And it's like, damn, dude, like if you didn't do that, your career would have taken off more. Because
Exactly.
The best ability is availability, as Bill Belichick says.
Amen. As a New England Patriots fan, amen.
That's right, dude. Let's go. I live 10 minutes from the stadium. So if you're ever up this way, you want to hit a game, you hit me up. And there's a lot of
Oh,
great
yeah.
stuff here. So if you and the wife vacation up here, I'll show you around, dude. There's a lot of Cambi lives an hour away. Michael Connor's a lot of great guys. Damon, a lot
Yeah.
of great gyms, dude. But yeah, the Patriots are right down the street. I'm a huge fan. Obviously, I grew up here, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Why are you a Patriots fan? You didn't grow up around here or anything, right?
So I was born in New Jersey, but moved down to Texas when I was a baby. So you would think I'd be a Cowboys fan, but so the reason I'm a Patriots fan, I was a big video game player growing up. So Madden NFL '98 was the very first video game I remember playing as a 3-year-old, and the opening graphic had the New England Patriots and the Packers, and then I just saw the Patriots logo, and as a 3-year-old, I was like, that team's badass. I'm going to cheer for them, and that's it. That's all it took.
That's awesome. That's awesome because I was always a Pats fan, even though we sucked until like we went to the Super Bowl in '96. But
Yeah.
I'm 10 years older than you, so I remember. That's funny. I talked to my buddy Mike Ramirez, who's your age. He was like just a young kid for the first run of Super Bowls, the first part of the dynasty. I was 18. Like Tom Brady's only a couple years older than me, so like I came up with that. Like there's a whole generation of kids who never knew what it was like for the Patriots to suck. I remember blackouts when they weren't even on TV, and you had to go to the stadium and sit on the bleachers at Foxborough Stadium. That's awesome, dude. Yeah, if you're ever up this way, dude, hit me up for sure.
Absolutely.
Show you around some strongman stuff, even though hopefully the wife's cool with it. My wife like does strongman vacations with me. Like I want to go to Iceland. I'm like, we're gonna have to go to Thor's gym, and we're gonna have to go to the Husafell. Like then we can do the hot springs and the Aurora Borealis, whatever the lights are, but you gotta hit and stuff.
Oh, brother, I'll tell you what, the biggest blessing about being married to my wife and who she is that that's how we vacation nowadays. Is if there's a competition attached to it, we're going. Like that's why we went to Japan, and that's why we went to Germany 2 years ago, was because of these strongman competitions. So she understands, she fully supports it. So it's awesome.
That's awesome. You and your work, you do some stuff with what, FIFA? Right?
So I work for the city of Frisco, Texas. So my job is to bring major sporting events to the city of Frisco. And with Frisco being a base camp for a World Cup team, I've had a lot of involvement in the FIFA World Cup because the DFW area is getting 9 matches.
Gotcha. I wasn't sure if you like were involved in the promotion because like that might have brought you up here because we're getting some games up at Gillette Stadium. The traffic's going to be a shit show because we don't really have the infrastructure for the hotels, dude. Like I don't know, people are gonna have to go up to Boston. Like there's a bunch of hotels along Route 1 where I live, but like even my town, I am Plainville, Foxborough. I'm technically 2 towns away down Route 1, major route. All the hotels are gonna be booked up, all the businesses, all that stuff. But that's gonna be a madhouse. Before so PSL, I'll see you in a couple months. I look forward to that. Maybe me and Nick Hine, like I said, are going to divide and conquer, right? So maybe if you want, he could have you on his podcast closer to the show to talk about how your prep went. Like a guy he's had like Suck Up, maybe I'll have Suck Up on. We're going to try to tag team and get all the athletes, give every athlete a few minutes to shine and talk about the show and hype this thing up. So maybe we can make that happen. I think you were already on Nick Hine's podcast, weren't you? I listened to that. It was
I went on, I think a week and a half, 2 weeks after OSG.
Yep, I listened to that because that's why I didn't want to do too much of the getting to know you because he did it. And like people can go to Nick Hines podcast. If you want to get to know the early DJ, go to that podcast. Now we're getting current, and then maybe Hein could have you on before the show and talk about how prep went and events once the events are released and stuff. Want to do a couple Instagram questions real quick before we get out of here?
Let's do it.
All right. This is Alice Stubbs. Maybe a follower of yours who came over to my page wants to know. Let me do a response here. What numbers are you wanting to hit on what events before you're done with Strongman? So like anything big you want to hit before you're done?
Oh, absolutely. So I want to hit the mythical 1,000-pound deadlift. Obviously that'll happen once I, slap on some weight and become a heavyweight. Definitely want to do that. Like I already said, want to hit a 300-pound circus dumbbell. What else do I want to hit? Would love to do a 500-pound Atlas stone.
Ooh, baby. Not many people have done that, I don't think.
Yeah. Even at the open class, not too many people have done it. So would love to do that. My best Atlas stone is 440.
That's big.
So I'm right there. Like I said, just slap on some more weight, get to working at it. And
find a show that you need to train for the heavy stone. That'll come naturally.
Exactly.
Deadlift,
exactly.
You want to do that from the floor, right?
Yeah, absolutely. From the floor.
It might come before then on a mammoth bar or like an axle or something or elevated, but
exactly.
All right, let me post that. I should tag you in these, but we're flying.
No worries.
All right, next, same person, Alice Stubb. Here we go. Favorite dance?
Ooh, favorite dance. So obviously I'm of Nigerian descent, and I love listening to Afrobeat. So if you know what the dance, the Shwala is, that's one that I like to hit. Um, Other than that, I mean, I just do a bunch of random shit, honestly.
Yeah, that's all you need.
When I'm
Doesn't have to
celebrating,
be
just
famous,
whatever
man.
I feel in the moment, is what I
Yep.
do.
I like it, man. I like it. We'll see that. I got another question that leads like that too. Here we go.
Favorite dance?
Post that. All right. This one came direct from Pro Strongman League themselves. What celly are you going to hit at the beach?
Oh man. So obviously I have a couple signatures, the headshot, I'm gonna hit that, no doubt. For whatever reason, and my wife asked me, why did you start doing this? I started doing like a little Rascals wave randomly.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
just
yeah.
yeah, well, I think just because it's cheeky and it really fits my personality, kind of laid back with a little
Yeah.
with like that subtle confidence to it. So
Didn't they say
definitely
that
gonna do
movie?
that.
I haven't seen that movie here, but didn't they say something
Yeah.
too like "Oli, Oli, Oli" or something, right? Something like
Yeah,
that.
that's
Yeah,
exactly what
All
they
right.
said.
Yeah,
Yeah, so definitely those two. And then again, just kind of whatever comes to me.
I like that. Well, yeah, we're gonna see. There's 10 events. We're probably gonna see 10 cellies. All right. Let's see if we got any more questions.
This one came direct from Pro.
That was a fun one. All right, we already got that one. All right, this is Evil Gummy. Here we go. Evil Gummy Lifts wants to know what's something you want to see in strongman shows that they aren't already doing. Maybe an event or something.
That's a great question. I mean, I would say the usage of a laser timer, but PSL is already doing that. I think because,
Cutting edge.
exactly, because I've seen in a lot of shows, in the past and especially here lately, the impact of user error when it comes to timing. And so using a laser timer just obliterates that. Golly, what something that's not being done. I mean, I'd say even like at an OSG or like you're going to do at PSL, like athlete interviews post event, like after a big event win, saying, "Hey, what were your thoughts here?" Because they do it in professional sports, they do it at halftime. In the UFL, not so much the NFL, they'll do it, after a drive, asking a coach or asking a player, what their thoughts are, what went wrong. So something like that for sure.
Shows that they
Hell yeah. Let me, you know what? I'm going to tag Pro Strongman League in that one if you bear with me a second.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll throw a tag to you too.
I mean, I would say the usage of a laser timer.
The only problem with this live stuff, it slows us down a little bit, but that was a good one. So great stuff. I'll add to that. Yeah, man, I was going to add to that if you didn't say it. That's awesome because like it's tough on a live stream. There's a lot going on. I found out firsthand at Baltimore. And like, PSL had issues with the live stream at Virginia Beach last year, but that was because the vendor backed out last minute. Tyler kind of took that in-house now, so he's controlling his own destiny. I'm going to volunteer. And I said, listen, man, I will volunteer to help you set up the show, but I'm a master electrician, right? I'm probably better served to help him set up the video wall, the live stream. And what I found at shows, it's something I want to talk about. I might do a podcast with him or his volunteer team. Setting up shows, it's a thankless position, right? Everybody complains like, oh, we didn't have enough weights. We didn't have this. I'll go down a rabbit hole here if you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm going to try and we have to talk about what we're going to do, but I'm going to fly down. I'm going to try to help volunteer to set up the live stream and the MC, the audio stuff, right? And then furthermore, like I want to talk to the commentators, come up with the game plan ahead of time, right? Early. And when we all get there, here's what happens, dude. You get to a show, you probably know at OSG, it's like a reunion. You see all your friends just shooting the shit.
Oh,
but
yeah.
guess what? When you're volunteering, the work has to get done. Like everybody stops and it congregates and wants to hang out. And it's like, dude, guys, we can't hang out. We have to stay busy and get the show ready to go on. So it goes on time without a hitch, keep the people entertained on the live stream. So sometimes somebody kind of has to be, say it this way, be the bad guy, like get everything going. I always say, like, when you help your friends move, you kind of get together in the living room and you're just hanging out, having a beer. And it's like, but dude, we got to get the stuff in the truck. Somebody has to say, guys, let's get going.
Yeah.
Form a chain. You do this, I'll do this. You need a general. So hopefully I can help him with that because I would love to strategize. I would love to do those interviews. And what I want to do is in between events, if they have advertisements, that's fine. Like Strongman Corp would run advertisements at ASM in between. So you have like 30 minutes of ads. And dude, the advertisements are cool. They're cool to watch. But after you see them once, after like 3 minutes, it's just on repeat and people comment, when's it coming back on? When's it coming back on?
Yeah.
if Pro Strongman League at my show, they just left the tape rolling on us as we warmed up. And that's kind of cool. You get to see people warming up on the stage. What if there was a guy walking around with the camera, like bring the camera with me, and I'm like, hey DJ, you're in between warm-ups. Come on here. Let's talk about
Yeah.
this next event. Hey, so-and-so, you don't have to win the event for me to talk to you. I'll just be
Right.
like, I'll be like, hey, Alex, how you feeling about this next event? How you doing? What was that last warm-up? I don't want to mess people's warm-ups up, but everybody has a little time. At this level,
Yeah.
it's not like our first time at nationals where everybody's warming up 3 hours too early. And I think it could be a game changer to have that on the live stream. And then, yeah, sure, we'll take a break, run some ads, and we'll be right back, And I think that'll be really cool. One thing I said on my story, I don't know if you saw it, at shows, I gave some feedback. They asked for feedback at ASM. I gave the guy some feedback, and he said, this is great feedback, dude. I would like to use it. I think if you can afford it, volunteers, there's never enough volunteers, right? But if you can afford one guy for weigh-ins or girl to police the weigh-in lines, right? Make sure everybody's staged in order and you have set times, right? So nobody's getting a 30-hour weigh-in window and you're not cutting the 80s, like 105s aren't cutting the 80s, etc. That's one thing. And in a similar ilk, one person, maybe two, but one person backstage with no responsibilities. I'm not loading. I'm not helping warm up plates. If it's me, I'm not expediting. I am just an athlete experience liaison. I'm the guy with the t-shirt on. You say, hey, what time are the 105s going on? Let me find out for you. I'll be right back. And that's my only job. Hey, can we get more plates for this warm up? Yep. Let me go find you some more plates. Like literally just be the guy. If an athlete has a question, come to that guy and let everybody else do their job. Because man, the expediters are looking at a computer screen. They're trying to call up the 90s and the 105s is like, what am I going? It's like, oh shit, like, sorry, I can't talk to you right now. I got to work on them. But you need more volunteers. And maybe I'll fly out to a show and just do it myself to see if it works and bears fruit. There's not a lot of money in Strongman. They can't afford to pay people to volunteer. So, but we'll see. But yeah.
No, I like it.
Any other thoughts? Like anything? You got any thoughts like that would make things better?
No, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head with a lot of those things because that's what a lot of the major sports do, especially with the, the breaks in the action. I mean, if you're at a live sporting event and there's a timeout, what do you see? There's some sort of activation going on or somebody doing an interview or somebody doing like a game on the field or the court or what have you, just to keep the crowd somewhat occupied while, there's that break in the action instead of just looking at a blank screen with the same ads rolling through, which again, they have their place. And I love that the ads are there, but in order to hold the audience's attention, you need that variety.
Yeah. Pro Strongman League 2 years ago, they did an event on the beach. Then they did an event on the stage, which is like 300 feet away in the park. So like they had a whole team setting up that event. So it went pretty seamlessly. Plus it gives you a different visual optics because while you're going, you have a team getting the beach ready. So you don't have that long time between events. Some athletes fast paced, but the problem is, dude, we're all, I'm not a pro strongman, right? You are now. Like we're pros, and we're doing the biggest shows in the world, but we're not the NFL yet, man. We don't have NFL money.
Right.
If that comes someday, we have to put it out there, right? We have to hype each other up. We need more 105s like you with the charisma. We need more people like Nick Hine right now doing podcasts, like Cambi does his podcast. The heavyweights do a great job of selling themselves. We need to sell ourselves. If we're just introverted lifting heavy weights, that sells a certain subset of strongmen fans. But if you want the general pop to become fans, they need to become fans of characters. And I don't mean WWE, but a guy like yourself, get invested in a guy like you, find commonalities. And we're getting there. I think we're getting there. And the ultimate goal would be to get something like a PSL. You could imagine if PSL could be on Netflix, right? And the 105 Virginia Beach Championship on Netflix. And maybe they do a couple interviews along the way to hype the show up, right? What a dream that would be. Hopefully we can get there. You've got another 10, 15 years in the sport. I'm a little long in the tooth, but man, this was a lot of fun. You got any sponsors, anything you want to shout out? Any friends, family, coaches, anything like that before we go?
Oh, honestly, got to shout out, the home gym, Battle X Barbell in Garland, Texas, and the whole, my coach Derek Owens, who also is the gym owner, the whole MST crew. Shout out Odd Objects. Obviously, my wife Jenna, she's actually downstairs while I'm doing this podcast, so she'll watch it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doggett. No, she loves it. And then just all my fellow 105s out there. Love you guys. Can't wait to throw down with y'all that are going to be on the beach, and just look forward to continue throwing down in the future. Well, while I'm a 105, I should say.
Couple more shows maybe. What is this going to be it?
I think my plan is for this year to be my last year as a full-time 105 as I transition to the open class.
Hell yeah. So obviously you got this. You thinking maybe OSG, try and get that title?
Definitely want to come back to get that title at OSG.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. I'm not sure if I'm doing OSG yet this year. I'm gonna try and make it to the Arnold, but if I do OSG, I'll see you there. See you in Virginia
Absolutely.
Beach.
Mhm.
It's a great time talking to you, man. I look forward. I'd love to have you on again someday. Like maybe not before the show,
Absolutely.
maybe OSG time. We'll catch up. It was
Yeah.
great talking to you. I wish you the best. I'll see you in Virginia Beach in a couple months.
Appreciate you, brother.
DJ Doggett, ladies and gentlemen.